Wading chest deep across the Rio Grande River, a father carries 2 children on his back, the mother a third. An alarming scene, yes, but not an unusual one. Dozens of families cross the border into Texas here every day. On each of 3 consecutive days this week, more than 12,000 migrants crossed from Mexico into the U.S., a new record, prompting the Texas governor to sign sweeping new state laws allowing the arrest and deportation of migrants.
Biden's deliberate inaction has left Texas to fend for itself.
The next day, for the first time, he chartered this Boeing 737 and sent roughly 100 migrants to Chicago. Texas has been busing tens of thousands of people to sanctuary cities across the country, but Chicago began fining those buses, so Texas started flying the migrants out.
They're just dropping all people anywhere. Do you understand how raggedy and how evil that is?
Now the arrivals are shifting from the streets to the airport. At O'Hare International, some can be seen setting up makeshift beds in one of the terminals.
I think the city is very overwhelmed.
Annie Gomberg is a volunteer helping migrants arriving in Chicago. This video provided to CBC News was taken inside one of the 24 shelters throughout the city, housing some 14,000 people.
It's been a really difficult week.
She's referring to the death of a 5-year-old migrant boy who became ill at one of the shelters she works with. The cause of death is under investigation, but is raising questions about the kind of care migrants are receiving.
He had just finished his first week of school, and it was very, very hard for most of us to hear. We've learned subsequently that it looks like there was some lack of medical intervention at times that might have been able to save his life.
Tanya, how is the U.S. government responding to this escalation?
Asha, the White House is criticizing that flight, accusing Texas of using migrants as political pawns. Now, a spokesman says the governor is showing how little regard or respect he has for human beings, calling this a political stunt that once again tries to demonize and dehumanize people. Now, it comes a day after President Joe Biden spoke with Mexico's president, both leaders agreeing more enforcement is needed at the border. Now, top American officials are set to visit Mexico next week. Meanwhile, negotiations here in Washington to tighten U.S. enforcement are on pause until after the congressional holiday break.
Tanya Fletcher in Washington, thank you.
You bet.